Hi everyone, this is a review of the Motorola Moto G Power. I'm going to go into in-depth of what the phone is, how much I paid for it, all the specs, and also in comparison to how is it compared to the Samsung and iPhones that I've used recently and in the past. So if you haven't already, please press the YouTube like button down below. It's going to help out the channel so I can create more content for you all, and click on the subscribe button as well down below, and when you do, you're going to be notified of updates and new videos that I do post on a weekly basis on technology and a variety of different items. So let's jump into it. This is a exciting phone that I'm covering. I have covered on my channel a variety of different iPhones and Samsung phones, but the reason why I'm excited for this phone is due to the cost of it and what you're getting. I had paid at Target a $250 for this device and phone, and it comes with a lot of features for the price you get. And to be honest with you, my daily cell phone is the Samsung S21 Plus, and I can tell you this, that I paid roughly about $1250 for that phone unlocked. This phone is $250 unlocked, and there are definitely some differences between the two, but there are some major similarities that I think that you may want to go with this device. So let's jump right into it. The reason why I purchased this device was not only due to the price, but as you can see here, it says up to 3 days of battery. Now I have been utilizing this phone now for about 3 or 4 months, and I want to say that it's somewhat pretty spot on in terms of the battery. This phone is a hefty phone. It's not a light phone. It does have some heft to it. So if you're looking for a lightweight phone, you may want to look elsewhere. But if you're looking for a smartphone that gives you amazing battery life, this is the phone to get for sure. And there's several reasons how this phone gets the battery life. Is due to one thing, the processor. This device comes with a lower speed and a more energy efficient Qualcomm Snapdragon 662 processor. The Samsung and a variety of different Android phones come with a much faster processor, but this one is not bad in terms of the speed. It's not the fastest. You do see some, not slacking, but I've utilized some applications and have had a lot of applications open, and I've noticed the phone going quite slow. So keep that in mind in comparison to, let's say, the Samsung S20 and even S21 lineup. So with that said, just keep that in mind. But if you're using, if you're just texting, calling, using Facebook or Instagram, this phone will be, just right. There's not going to be any differences in terms of that. It does have a fingerprint sensor, which I'll go into a little detail later. Is a water repellent design, not waterproof or water resistant, water repellent. So I'll go into detail about that later. It does have a HD Plus Max Vision display, which I'll talk about a little later too, and a 48 megapixel triple camera system with night vision, which I'll go into detail here shortly. So let's jump into it with the device. Let's go around the specs of it. As you can see here, this is the volume button for up and down. This is the power button, which is also the fingerprint reader. To be honest, I like this fingerprint reader a lot more than Samsung or a variety of other smartphone devices. Fingerprint reader in the screen itself. I think this is much more faster, is much more accurate. With my Samsung phone, when I utilize it, including other reviewers, the in-screen fingerprint scanner is not the best, and it takes a couple tries to kind of get it thoroughly through. Moving around on the phone, you can see here on the right corner of the bezel, there is a speaker, USB. Let me go ahead and zoom in here, or kind of right there, yep. USB-C charger and a microphone when calling on the phone. This is basically the same design as the Samsung, funny enough. The Samsung does have it kind of in the same place in terms of the speaker, USB-C and mic, which I thought was pretty interesting. Going here on the other side, you've got the micro SD and also SD card, SIM card slot as well. So, and then on top, this is a wild one. It has a headphone jack. You don't see these nowadays with any type of smartphone. iPhone, Samsung, LG, they've all kind of removed this headphone jack. So this one still has it, which is amazing. Really props to Motorola for keeping that. You can see here, this is a somewhat glass or plastic backing. It really does pick up a lot of the smudges and whatnot. You see these lines. This is this design of the device itself. And this is the camera lens, 48 megapixels. Let me go ahead and see if I can zoom in here. Looks like, yeah, it has a pretty good camera setup. I have used it for photos, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. The photos aren't bad. They're not the greatest. They're pretty decent for this size, though, I must say. I think I like this a lot more. We can be able to go into the camera app, so you guys can be able to see. And it has a variety of different functionality. This is in night mode. So if you want to change it from night mode, just go over here. You can be able to change it, or you can be able to do a regular photo. So I can be able to snapshot it here. Okay, take a look at it. And as you can see, their photos aren't bad. I mean, the colors could be much better in my opinion, but you know, for the average consumer, the pictures aren't bad whatsoever. One thing you'll notate when looking at this smartphone is the bezels. You can see here the black right here on the edges. It does go around to the top. So it does have that where, you know, Samsung or LG or other phones, they have a bezel-less screen. So again, you're paying $250 full price for an unlocked phone. This is an amazing price in terms of value for the phone. You do have a camera punch out right there in the top left hand corner, where a lot of phones, they do have it right in the middle, like the Samsung phones, or even you don't even see it with a lot of the Chinese manufacturers like Huawei. They have it built in the screen, so you don't even see a punch out whatsoever. So I think that's pretty good. And then with iPhones, you know, with iPhones, you still have that crazy notch on the top end, you know, after so many years where, you know, Android phones have removed it. And I think Apple is going to implement that in the next iteration of the iPhone in 2022. The 2021 version just came out with the specs. As of this recording, this is September 2021. I mean, the end of September 2021. So, yeah, in terms of that. You can be able to go into the apps. It's pretty responsive, not too bad. One downside of this app is in terms of basically the nits, the brightness. The brightness on this is not as bright in terms of the screen in comparison to the iPhone, in comparison to the Samsung phones. It's just basically not there. As you can see in the battery life, it says more than 2 days remaining with 91%. Storage. Okay, this is one factor I want to be able to bring up. It has 65 gigs of storage here. So, not much in today's standard. This phone was released in February of 2020. But, you know, in terms of storage space, very, very low. But it does have a micro SD card slot that you can be able to expand the storage. The memory on this device is up to 4 gigs. Again, not the highest spec, and maybe not the lowest either. The Samsung phones, the S21 and whatnot, have 8 gigabytes of memory, of RAM. The iPhones have higher RAM as well. But again, with this device, you are paying for what you get for. In terms of that. By the way, this device is not 5G capable. So if you're looking for a 5G capable phone, this is not the phone to go to. It is 4G capable though. So keep that in mind. In terms of the reception and call quality, I have foreseen no issues with it. Reception, no issues whatsoever too. It does have, you know, the same type of modems that the other devices and smartphones have out there as well. So, you know, in terms of the phone itself, in my overall overview here, and the full overview here, is that if you're looking for an unlocked phone they can use on any network here in the US that gives you the smartphone functionality, a pretty good battery life, which I truly look for in terms of a smartphone, decent camera, look no further. I think this is a perfect quality phone to choose. And I purchased it at Target for $250, but now looking back, these phones are, they're always much cheaper on Amazon. So I'm gonna post down a link down below in the description if you'd like to purchase this phone. When you click on the description, it's gonna take you on the link. It's gonna take you to the link to purchase this phone if you'd like to. It's really up to you, but I really recommend it for folks that want that smartphone capability. Have the wide angle lens and a pretty good camera, the fingerprint sensor here on the side. I think it has everything that folks are looking for in a device. So keep in mind that the photos, there's even a camera here in the front that has a 12 megapixel, which isn't bad. I think it's okay. But it's not really the best. Most front-facing cameras aren't the best, but it's not terrible either. With that said, I hope this video was informative. It was helpful. If you are utilizing this phone, please let me know in the comment section how it's been for you. Are you enjoying it? Are you liking it? Any issues you're experiencing? And if you purchase any other phone within a $250 range that's unlocked, post it down below too. I like to take a look at and review it as well, and help other people in terms of purchasing a cell phone or smartphone that will be suitable. And with that said, check you guys out in the next video. Press the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe down below. Thanks, guys.